Well, hey there, and welcome back to Color Me Kris with this special episode of all of my horror movie and horror colorings that I've completed. Grab a snack, maybe some devil's food cake, and a virgin Bloody Mary, and let's sit back and get spooky. God, that's corny. Stick around.
When the world seems gray in the news today, creativity can feel like bliss. Come brighten your day in a colorful way. It's time for Color Me Kris.
And I wanted to dedicate this video to Mike Bracken, who is the horror geek, and he has his own YouTube channel. Actually, he has two. He has the Horror Geek, and he has a new one, which is Grindhouse Gospel. And I'm gonna, up there in the little eye, you can click and you can see his channels and go visit him. Kind of dissects really bad horror movies from usually the 80s, but some modern ones. And he makes it so funny and so much fun. And I highly recommend anyone that loves either horror movies or really bad horror movies, check out the Horror Geek. Again, it's all listed so you can get to it. And then his new channel is great because he actually does a deep dive into horror movies and actually talks about how good they were, even though people maybe have looked at them and said, oh, that's a bad movie. Without further ado, let's get into some spooky Halloween and horror colorings that I have completed. So the first book we're going to scan through to see my completed pages is the unofficial horror movie coloring book. And this is one of my favorite books. I enjoy this book so much. And so let's go ahead and take a look what I've done in here. And if you've seen these, because I've recently done another completed pages, I apologize, but stick around. Trust me, there's stuff you haven't seen. So this one's from Halloween, and I'm kind of proud of this one because I used acrylic colors up here to make the clouds. I think I did a pretty good job, so I'm very proud of that movie. Halloween, of course, is a classic. I also looked up the girls' clothing on the internet so that I could color them as close as possible to how they looked in the movie. So that one's the first one. And then the next one is from Halloween 2, which I loved this movie when it came out. I know a lot of people didn't. I know a lot of people bitched that, they made her his sister. Spoiler! I thought that was a good twist. I thought it was awesome. It made sense that that's why he went back there. So, what can I say? I liked it. I thought it was good. Did some more acrylic. I didn't do the flames properly. I keep learning more and more every day. And so I would have done these differently. But, yeah, it is what it is. And I did my best. And I think it's okay. But this is one of my favorite horror movies. And then let's see here next. This one is, I think, the first one I did in this book. This is from House on Haunted Hill that had Vincent Price, and it's one of my favorite movies. And it was funny because I'm like, gee, the movie's in black and white, and I have to do it in color. So I just went by colors that I thought would look good, and tried to make the water look wet with some glaze pens. Which apparently they're not making anymore. So now I use glossy accents, which is just fantastic. It makes it three-dimensional, actually. But this is the first one I ever did in this book, and I loved it. I thought it was good. Now, I know I sound conceited. Ooh, I love my coloring, but if you know me at all and have been around for a while, you'll know that I am very hard on my own work, but lately I've grown to like my work a little better, and I'm prouder of myself than I used to allow myself to be. Because I was raised, you never do that. You never ever brag about yourself or your work and stuff like that. But I'm learning to say, you know what? I did a good job. So, yeah, I'm trying. I love this guy in the background here. I think he's cool. Alright, so let's go on. I just did this one recently because Tony Todd had died. And he was in the remake of Night of the Living Dead. This is from the original, but it made me think of Tony. And so I did this one a couple of months ago. I don't have it written on here. Some of them I do. And this too, I was like, ooh, I can colorize it. So I made the boards different colors because I thought, they're tearing up furniture in the house to block up the windows and stuff. It's not all going to be brown boards. So I tried to make that look. I tried to make the mirror look like a mirror, and I did use the glossy accents on some of it so that it would shiny. And I really enjoyed doing it. I love glossy accents. It's a lot of fun. And then the mirror, I have a new pen coming in that's supposed to make things look like a real mirror. We'll see. We'll see. So this one I did, yeah, Tony Todd, even though he wasn't in the original, but okay, let's move on. This is from
Annabelle.
The first one. I know people hate this movie. I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. And let me tell you something, to this day, when that thing's in the basement and she's down there getting her laundry, I think it is, ooh, that scares the crap out of me every single time. So I enjoyed the movie. I actually didn't like the sequels as much as the first one. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So, yeah, I added blood to her because I thought, she's gonna have blood, and then put it on her hands because, she's. By the way, if you're under 18, you shouldn't be watching. Shut this off right now. And then I did hers, and I realized that I had to change the wallpaper color. The color I had up didn't work. And I thought, well, now you can't see her robe, so I did an outline. And I think it works because I remember back in the 70s, you could get robes that had cotton lining. Well, it was like a cotton lining. So anyway, that's how I tried to fix it. And I think it worked, and I hope it worked. And did I do anything? Oh yeah, I did glaze pins on the blood so that it would be a little shiny. Because, blood's shiny. At least for a while. Ooh, scared myself. Okay, let's move on. What's the next one? There's gotta be a better way of doing these. Okay, and this, of course, is from Scream, the original. I have the director's cut, which has a little more to this scene and a little more to other scenes that make it a little more gory. Very hard to find, but Storm found it for me. So if you can see the director's cut, it's cooler, I guess you would call it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one too. So this is from Scream, and I think I did an okay job. This was hard to do and make him stand out, even though it's in the dark. But yeah, I think I did okay. This one I did recently, and it is from Evil Dead, or there could be Evil Dead 2. Not quite sure. No, I guess it's Evil Dead, because his hand gets possessed in that. And I added some pus, because I remember his hand was, it was all messed up. So I added pus and stuff, and then I added the Book of the Dead. I tried to make it look like skin with some blood, because I thought, well, if it's going to have skin, it's gonna be written in blood, that makes sense. So, I don't like the fireplace, I screwed that up. And a fun movie, one of my favorites. This is from The Ring, which actually is not one of my favorites. To be honest, I didn't like the movie. I don't think I've seen the Asian version, which is Ringu, which I probably should watch it and see if I like it better, but I did not like the Naomi Watts one. I did like part 2 though. I thought that was actually a better story. That's me. But anyway, I've had the Celine, I think her name is Celine, coming out of the TV to get you. I should have done, I probably meant to some glaze pen to make the slime look gross, but I forgot to. But anyway, yeah, that was an okay movie, but it wasn't my favorite. But I think it's okay, the coloring. I tried to really make the moon look like it was bright and glowing. And there's new tricks that I've learned since then for things. So it's funny, you look back at your old colorings. First of all, I have forgotten half of them until I went through and marked all these pages in all the books. But it's funny because you look at things and you're like, oh, I should have done it this way. I should have done it that way. So it's very strange to go back and look at your work from a while ago. And this wasn't that long ago, but you know, you learn things, and at least with art and all, you learn things and new tricks and different ways of doing stuff. And so, yeah, so I'm seeing all the things that I would have changed. And then we have this. This is from Samar. So many people say summer, but it's Samar. And it's funny, I didn't want to see this movie. I thought it looked stupid and dumb, and then I watched it when it was on TV. Well, not TV, but you know, streaming. And I loved it. I thought it was one of the best movies. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I had a lot of fun with this coloring. It was just, there was so much to do. And so many things you spot as you're coloring. It's like, ew, ew, ew. You know, different things. And tried to make the fire look right. And then I did use some gel glaze pen to make her mascara look like it's wet and running down her face. I'm noticing that and maybe this is why they stopped making them, the glaze pens, you know, after a while, they lose their shiny glazeness. Who knew? So yeah, so that's from Midsummer or Samar, whatever it was called. Let's see, here we go. This is the real tribute to Tony Todd. This is from Candyman, the original, not the remake, which I did like the remake very much. But this is from the original with Tony Todd, and I had a lot of fun doing this one. I was very proud of my bees, and then I gave the bees a glitter gel pen for wings. Hopefully you can see that in here if I'm holding this right. I don't know. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But I had a lot of fun doing this one. I didn't realize how much fun bees were to color. And then she didn't have anything on her arm here, so I thought, no, she would have some kind of mark, because he doesn't show up in the mirror. So there were little things that I added to it, and I had a lot of fun. But I did this for Tony because I thought he was really freaking awesome, and he's certainly missed. Us horror fans miss him big time. Alright, and then this one's one of my favorites, and I think I did an excellent job. There, how's that for confidence? It's from one of the Amityville horror movies. I don't know if the original or the remake or whatever. I remember seeing, I'm old. God, I'm old. Or as Mike would say, Mike Bracken, Christ, I'm old. I remember the original when it came out back in the 70s, and it scared the crap out of me also, and the book was even scarier. And now I know it's all BS and stuff like that. But yeah, back then I believed it all, and I do believe in ghosts and stuff. But this was ridiculous. But I love this because I wanted to make Jody really show up, and pop. And then I could have painted her face flesh tones and stuff like that, but I thought, no, let's make her look really creepy. So not only is Jody staring at her through the mirror, but her own reflection is like, oh my god. So you can get a better look. I really tried to make her look quite creepy and ghoulish and stuff. Kind of like the face from The Exorcist that flashes. And then it's funny, the books here, 112 Ocean, because their address was 112 Ocean Avenue, and I forget what this one was, but I thought, oh yeah, that must be, I think it's Faith or something. And then the little snow globe, why didn't I show this to you better, is the house in a snow globe. I thought that was really cool that the artist added these little touches to it, so yeah. And I tried to give her a shirt that would look like something from the 70s, which I remember well. I hated the 70s, but I loved the 80s. And then this one is from Psycho with Norman Bates, the original Psycho. And silhouette of Janet Leigh, and Mother's going in to see her, and you know, give her a piece of her mind, I guess. And there's the money that, that was the worst part, was, you know, all that money not even known about and tossed into the swamp. Oh gosh. Oh, spoiler alert. So, but I had a lot of fun doing this one too, but of course this is one of my favorite movies. The remake was awful, but this was one of my favorite movies, and I like Psycho too. I thought it was excellent. I thought it had a great story, and I thought it was touching, and I thought it was awesome. But I know a lot of people hate it and thought it was more of a comedy, and sure, okay. Okay. So that is everything from this book. So let's move to the next one. Alright, so the next book I have is a zombie coloring book, and it's got black backgrounds, and it's one of my favorites, actually. I did quite a bit of things in here. Let's see, which one's at the beginning of the book? Because I never know what to grab here. I guess that one is. This is a little more fun, tongue-in-cheek, whatever you want to call it. But, God, these are fun to color. I really enjoyed them, and then I wanted to add a little, you know, color around them, you know, like, you know, they're radioactive or something, you know. But I had a lot of fun, and this was, I forget what I named them all. I did this in March, by the way. I think I called him Grandpa or something like that, but oh my gosh, these are fun. I used alcohol marker. In fact, I use alcohol marker on most everything that I'm going to be showing you, and I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed them all in this book. They were very easy to color. The paper's great. It does alcohol marker terrific, and yeah. So that one was in March, and I see that I forgot one over here. There we go. Oh yes, I remember her. I decided her name is Karen, and she wants to eat your manager. Get it? See what I did there? Not meat, but eat. Whatever, I thought it was funny. And this was from February 2025, I guess. I can't read my own handwriting down there. But yes, so that's Karen. And, yeah. Let's see here. Then I forget what I named him too. And he was also done in March, because once I started coloring in this, I just was having so much fun, I didn't want to stop, so I just kept coloring and coloring. But I don't think he's the jock. I think the jock is coming. Let's see here. By the way, it was a pain finding all these in the book, because some of them, you know, like to hide. No, this is the insurance salesman. I decided that's what he was going door to door selling insurance, and now, of course, you know, his brains are falling out, and he's got his paperwork. He'll still sell you some insurance, I'm sure. And then the cell phone, I put the glossy accents to make it look like it's a glass cover. And I had a lot of fun doing him. All of them in this book were a ton of fun. So, and then I guess this is the jock. I guess. Thought there was one in a football outfit, but I guess not. This was fun because I wanted to make his shirt look tie-dyed. I wear a lot of tie-dye because it's comfortable. And it's usually on sale, to be honest with you, so I wear a lot of tie-dye. And I wanted this to look tie-dyed. I don't know. You would have to tell me if I succeeded or not. Of course, this is blood. Yeah. I enjoyed doing this one too. So I love experimenting and learning new things and stuff. So, okay, so that I think is everything in this book. And again, a zombie coloring book. All right, let's move on to the next book. Okay, so now we have Creepy, a kawaii, I think I'm saying that right, coloring book. And there were a lot in here that I had. I said I gotta color these, and so I did. Some books you look through and you're like, okay. But this one, I was like, yeah, gotta color that. First one is this little witch. I did her in April, and she's cute. And I blacked out the background because it was just a bunch of symbols and stuff. That's like, I'm not coloring that crap. So I used my black marker, alcohol marker, and just blacked it out. Now I know how to do it differently so it would look even better with acrylic markers and stuff, or paint, or there's a whole bunch of things I've learned. But I thought she was cute and I wanted to do her. And I want her to look a little different. I think there was one before, but I guess not. With the black hat and stuff. And then she has this light. I'm not sure what that's for. Is this steampunk? Maybe? I don't know. Alright, let's move on to the next one. I think I figured out how these should work. And this little boy just made me really sad. And so I colored him so he wouldn't be sad. I don't know. But I thought he was cute in this old pumpkin patch. And he's green, so I don't know if he's a zombie or an alien. I mean, there's so much, because there's this slime coming off the trees and stuff, and maybe these are smiles. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. But I did use the glossy accents on his eyes to kind of make them look wet and all stuff, that they were sad. But yeah, I thought he was cute. This one's one of my favorites. This is more sci-fi than horror, but you know, I don't care if I saw that in my backyard. I'd be horrified. So a lot of fun to do. These are pumpkins, but I thought pumpkins don't work, so I tried to kind of blue them out so that I don't know why this. This is interesting. There's some stuff going on there. But alcohol markers and then pencils. And apparently the pencils I used faded. I don't know. Very strange. But I used glitter gel pens for his eyes to make them glow golden and shiny. And I thought it was a lot of fun. And then the next one is this one, I guess. And she's another one, a pumpkin patch. Very Halloween. To me, she's like a doll that came to life, a porcelain doll, because it looks like, you know, pieces of her broken away. So that's what I felt. You know, I tried to give them little backstories, and so I felt she was a porcelain doll that came to life, and somehow is in this pumpkin patch with all these other interesting creatures, I guess on a Halloween. And I'm looking at this thinking, oh, I would have done this different and this different, and this almost looks like I didn't finish it, but I know I did. So yeah, so she's cute. She's not great, but she's cute. And then the next one, I did this all in black and white. No, I'm kidding. And then this was the last one I did. I wanted to do this one because I wanted to experiment with something, but I don't remember what it was now. Oh well. Yeah, this one's just okay. It's certainly nothing special. It's kind of like a deranged Pokemon, I guess. I don't know. I know there was a reason I did it, but I don't remember what it was now. So that's everything in this book. Let's move on. Next book is Cute and Spooky Coloring Book by Jade Summer. I like his art, but I hate the Amazon paper they use for his things. But I only did one in here so far. I don't know why I haven't done more. Probably because I've just been busy in other books. But I did this one, and this was all in Faber-Castell pencil. So I do things in pencil once in a while and enjoy it. But this I wanted to do because, of course, it was, to me, Little Shop of Horror and Audrey 2, which I should have taken that out and put Audrey 2 on it. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing this one. And yeah, pencil's hard to work with on this paper, this cheap, crappy Amazon paper. But she was worth it, because I'm proud of her. I think she's cute. And that's all I've done in this book so far. And the next book is Halloween, coloring book for adults. And it looks like I only did one in here too. And then I probably put it on the shelf and completely forgot it was there. And that was Frankie. And I did Frankie with alcohol markers. I remember they were, let me get this up if I can, thank you. Alcohol markers, I believe they were Ohuhu. And pencil. I don't know what pencil I used, to be honest with you. But I made him too dark. It was a mistake. And I was like, crap. So I tried to save him, but he's just way that dark. That green should have been much lighter. And then I could have gone in with shading and stuff like that. Yeah, you gotta remember I forget it all the time, as you can see. Go in with the lightest colors first to get your base in, and then go in and add shadowing and highlights and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's Frankie, and that's all I did in this book. But I have to include him because it's Halloween. All right, next. Okay, this book, Storm got me and surprised me with it quite recently, actually. And I was so impressed. I'm like, how did you find this book? Because one, it's got the spirals, and those are always nice. And the paper's excellent, and it's incredibly gross. And I love it. And I told him I was going to have him look for all my colorings now, because he did such a good job, and he just did it as a surprise. So I did 3 in here, but the one I messed up. Oh, let me start with that one. I'm going to show you right now a picture on the screen. That's the last one that I colored, and I then tried to do a demo video of a fixative that you paint on. But unfortunately, the background colors that I used on, if you'll look, it's all blue, which are King Art gel sticks. They did not like this fixative, and the whole page went black. Well, not black, but dark blue. So I've tossed it because it was trashed. But I destroy my art so you don't have to. But anyway, this is what it looked like before I did that demo. Okay, so now that you've seen that one, it isn't that gross. Just the thing she's doing with his eyeballs is just wrong. But anyway, now you've seen that one, let's go to the ones in this book, which is really a cool book. And I did her, I think this was the first thing I did in this book, and I thought she was pretty cool. I wanted to keep the mask, looking like it's a pearl white. I would have taken these out maybe if I did it over. Not sure. I go back and forth on those, but yeah, she was fun to do. I don't think I did it justice. I'm not happy with my coloring on this one, but this is okay. But I tried to make her eyes look creepy. I think that worked. And I used the, this is too big to pick up. I move around. I did use the glossy accents to make this, maybe if I do this. Yeah, that works. On all the blood and stuff to make it look wet. And then the other one I just showed you that I did. But let's move to, let's do that, and then I can probably do it. There we go. There we go. And I like her. I think I did an okay job with her. I always give them backstories in my head if I can, and to me she was this like fairy creature that was trapped in hell, I guess. And this is some kind of parasite that's attached to her, and it keeps eating her skin and all, and so she has to put new skin on. And so I don't know where she's finding the skin, but she puts it on and she finds it and staples it on, and I don't know. These I would have blackened out if I had to do over again, but I decided they were supposed to be flames. I decided they were tongues because there's more of these creatures. So she's basically screwed. Now I should have made her wings darker. It kind of works because maybe it's the last bright thing from when she was a fairy and free and flying around that's left to her, because everything else is just being taken away from her and destroyed. So I know I have a dark mind, don't I? But yeah, so this one, I like this creature. I think I did better on the creature than her, because I like the shadowing and stuff like that I did. So, but this is a fun book, but certainly not one for kids, and certainly not one for someone who doesn't like gore or horror movies. So, thank you, Storm. All right, let's move on. Okay, we have Freak of Horror coloring book by Darren Voorhees? I find that hard to believe, being Voorhees was Jason's mother. So I hope it's not AI, but it could be. I don't know. I can never tell. Yeah, this is a fun book. I did a few in it. By the way, as I color things, I post them on my Instagram and my Blue Sky. So if you want to see things quicker than completed page videos, that's where you'd want to follow me, and you'll see everything when I'm done coloring things. I post them on there. So the things were probably just on the screen, and down below you can find links to all my social media and stuff in the description of the video. All right, let's get into this book. This is the first one I did, which I thought it was fun. When I was a little kid, I think my grandmother gave me a coloring book that was witches, and this reminded me of it. And so I did it as best as I could remember the cover of that coloring book was. So, but I did it with Ohuhu. See, I wrote them here. Ohuhu markers and stuff. Milk is written backwards. I just realized that. That's interesting. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I don't know what the hell this thing is. I mean, it doesn't really look... is it a cat wolf? I don't know. So, but... and then I made sparklies with again, I made the smoke too dark and couldn't do much with it except add some sparkles and all. So, but she's just cooking away there. I don't know what she's cooking, but I don't want to eat any of it. I really don't. All right, and then this, to me, is from one of the Evil Dead movies, because there's some Ash with his chainsaw, and this looks like his friend from the first movie, but I don't remember them ever being in the big city, although that new one they just did, oh gosh, I just went blank, Evil Dead High Rise, or whatever it was called. God, that was a good movie. Oh my lord, I love that movie so much. So much I can't remember the name of it. Well, I'm sorry, but my brain is fried right now, so I don't remember. But I know you know it, and you're telling me it. But yeah, that was really good. That was the latest one where they're in the condemned high-rise, and the mother and her kids, and ooh, I enjoyed that. There were a few times, though, I had to turn my head because that cheese grater scene, no, wrong. Chrissy could not deal with that at all. No, just wrong. That's all I'm going to say. And then the next one is from a movie that I liked, the first one. I did not like the second one, called Happy Death Day. And I thought it was a lot of fun. And this one's okay. I didn't do anything great with this one, but it's okay. Probably Ohuhu markers, but I can tell I used pencil on our hair, so some pencil work there too. But good movie, but I don't think I did a great job, especially with the mask. I tried to make it look a little different, and I'm not happy with my work on that one. So that's everything in this book. Before we get into this book, which is Chubby horror coloring book, I wanted to tell you that the music you hear in the background is used by complete permission from SJM Music. All rights are received. Thank you, Seth, for letting me use your music. I think you do great. And it was perfect for this video. But he writes it all and sings it all, and I think he's awesome. And his information will be down in the description if you'd like to get in touch with him. Maybe to use some music for your project or something. Or just to say, hey, that's some awesome music. Okay, so in this book, it looks like I only did a couple. Oh yes, this one, the stained glass, I don't think I did a good job, because I don't know how to do stained glass, but it was Linda Blair from The Exorcist, and this paper is... so I didn't put a lot of work into it, because books with paper, it's like, why? Now I'm learning how to treat these paper like this that isn't the best, so that it is more sturdy for things you might want to do with, and different types of coloring and stuff like that. So I'm glad I'm learning, and yeah, it's cool. So, but anyway, this is Linda Blair from The Exorcist, looking kind of cute, creepy. And then this one I thought was cute because it was you know, like a miniature Freddy Krueger. Don't fall asleep. So I had a lot of fun with this one. I thought he was neat. Tried to make the words kind of pop with some gel pen, but I don't know if it worked or not. So, but yeah, this is a fun book to work in. I just don't like the paper. It's not good for pencil because there's hardly any tooth. So that's that coloring book. Let's get to the next one. Okay, so I have a lot of them in here because this has become my new favorite coloring book. Period. A Dark Fantasies coloring book. It's just by and it's Jade Summer. And surprisingly, the paper, even though it's still an Amazon paper, it's very easy to work with. I don't know what happened. I wish Amazon would stick to making things right, but it's actually cool. So I've been doing a lot in this book, a lot. The first one I did was this one. I believe I named her Esmeralda. I can't remember, but she's just a really werewolf kind of gal who's out having fun because werewolves just want to have fun. And I really loved coloring this one, and I thought she was awesome. And I keep thinking I should frame this one, but I don't know. But yeah, a lot of fun. Enjoyed that one greatly. And then this one actually was the first one in here. I think I thought she was, but she wasn't. This lady is. I don't know if I finished her because I had gotten sick. And then I found this by accident. I'm like, oh, did I finish her? I guess she's finished. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, she's finished. So I had a lot of fun doing her and her cat and everything, and I didn't make her green because everybody makes their witches green, and I've done it myself. So I want her to look like a real witch, and I lived in Salem, Massachusetts, and so I know that they look like everyone else. But I did want to give homage to green by giving her green makeup and green fingernails. But I think she came out pretty cool. I enjoyed this one a lot. And then the next one, which I do remember doing, this one reminded me of Harlequin, and but I wanted to also make her incredibly creepy, and so I used a lot of glitter gel pens, but I tried to make her eyes look as demonic as I could, and then her lips and the blood under the eyes, I used the glossy accent, so it looks really gross, like it's fresh blood, just ew. So, a lot of fun with her. Okay, so this one I did just the other night because I was using some new Ohuhu alcohol markers that I got that have they're called Supreme tips. And they're supposed to be more like Copic tips. I don't know because I don't have Copic markers. But anyway, I did this in like 20 minutes so I could do a demo to show if these were any good. And I wasn't that impressed with them, to be honest. I don't think they're worth the extra cost. And then 4 of them were completely dried up. And so I got in touch with Ohuhu's support and they gave me a full refund and apologized. And they've always been great with customer service. They're awesome. But I did her in like 20 minutes. So you could say she looks like crap because I did her so quickly. Or you could say that's pretty darn good for 20 minutes, Kristopher. And then the edge, the frame here, I was trying out some new gel pen marker thing, and I'm not sure if I like it. It doesn't seem to go down very well, but then again, this paper, right? So she was fun to do, but I wasn't impressed with the markers, especially being they charge quite a bit more for them. The normal Ohuhu markers are perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned. I bet you can't tell one bit of difference, between this and my other coloring pages, except maybe this one doesn't look so good. So, but anyway, that's her. I gave her red shoes, so she's maybe the dancer from the red shoe story. And let's go to the next one. I love this one. I think I did a good job on this one. She was just so much fun doing the ribbons and stuff like that. But what I'm proud of is her face, because a lot of people would have made this area blackened out except for her eyes, but I said no, I think that this would be her normal flesh tone underneath there, and so I'm very proud of her. I think I did an okay job with her, so yeah, very happy with her. And I like the way I did her eyes. I wanted them to be quite hypnotic, but I don't know if they're showing up here. So I made little flicks of color. And eyes have that anyway, but I wanted to do that. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun to do. I enjoyed her. And again, this is normal, regular Ohuhu marker. And this one is the new expensive. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think that looks better. Okay, so the next one. Oh, this is a lot of fun. Scarecrow Man. I screwed him up really bad, but then I tried to fix him, which I think I kind of did with some acrylic markers. This is Ohuhu, of course, but I screwed him up because I messed up this part of his shirt. It's still messed up. And then all the detail of the crow here got messed up. My fault, all my fault. And yeah, so I went over with him, I went over with some acrylic markers to kind of make them look like they have detail to them. I hope it worked. But if not, I think he's kind of creepy, and then I put some red eyes in the barn because, you know, if you're running from this guy thinking, I'll run to the barn, I'll be safe. Yeah, I don't think so. So that's how it happens in all the horror movies. But I like his face and I like his hat and stuff. I think I did okay with that. And then I used a new glaze that you paint on, and that's why he has kind of a shine, and I'm glad about that. In fact, I'm hoping you were able to see him and he wasn't too shiny, now that I think about it. But it's a silk glaze, and I like it because some things you want to put a fixative on to kind of hold it all together if you use different products in one art project. But I can't use the spray acrylic, I can't use the spray fixative. It triggers my asthma, and yes, I do it outside, but it still is bad. And you can leave it outside all day, but when you bring it in, the pages are still going to stink of the chemical smell. And so there's a video showing this. Actually, I have it right here. And it's the Duraclear, and I got the satin finish, and you can get it on Amazon. And by the way, everything, all the books, all the products I used are going to be listed down in the description of this video in case you'd like to go down and maybe purchase some stuff. And I found out about this from Foxy Colorist on Instagram, and she's awesome, and I believe she has a YouTube channel. It'll be listed down below if she does. And yeah, she's awesome. She does some terrific work. And then the last one in this book so far is this lady, and when I saw her I said yes, because I want her hair to have all these different colors, and I want her to look like a patchwork quilt. And her skin, she has sewn some different skins on too, because she's just a little crazy, but she was a lot of fun to use also. So I like her, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with her. I think she looks pretty good, personally. I don't know. That's up to you to decide if my stuff is good or not. But I will tell you, this is, and I have a buddy color coming soon out of this book, so look for it. I'm excited about it. So yeah, and that's this book, one of my new favorites, and it's Dark Fantasy Coloring Book. And this is the next one. This was a gift sent to me by Kath and Ken from the UK. And it's classic comic coloring book, sci-fi, and horror. So there will be some sci-fi in here. As you can see, I really enjoy coloring in this book. It's so much fun. It just, oh my gosh, who knew that posters would be something that I would enjoy so much, but I really do. And plus they remind me of the movie posters when I was a kid, and the TV. One of my favorite things to do as a kid was to look in the paper and look up what was playing at the movie houses, because they had really cool poster ads. The paper, it was on paper, kids. It was on paper. It was not on your phone. It was paper. And I still love to see what movies were playing and wish that I could go see them. Never got to go see movies very often, but I always wanted to. So this is a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it immensely. This is actually the first page, and I did this. And again, I had a lot of fun with this. That just, you know, cheesy old horror movies and sci-fi movies are just the best. And that's why I like The Horror Geek with Mike Bracken. He understands that too. So, yeah, I think I did pretty good with this one. Used a lot of ink. Let's get to the next one. I think it's this one. Yes, and this is horror, more horror, so it's not just sci-fi. So don't be coming at me with, you said horror and you showed sci-fi. And we dare you to take these adventures into darkness. And yeah, so I never knew these could be so much fun to color, but they really are. And as you color them, you find things. It's like, oh, look at that, you know. Like the eyes, I didn't even see those until I was coloring it. So, yeah, so there's that one. I think this might be the next one. Yes, it is. This is a sci-fi. Don't know what the rest of the title is, but yeah. The next one, is it this one? It's like a little, no, it's not, it's this one. Okay, this is one of my favorites, although I have a bone to pick with it. Tell me what you think is wrong with this. Not that I colored it wrong, although you can do that if you want to also. But there's something wrong here. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? The artist that did it, what did they do wrong? Give up? Okay, I don't blame you. She's sitting at her vanity, putting makeup on or taking it off for the night, probably. And she looks in her mirror and she sees a vampire coming through the window. Oh, ghastly. But vampires don't have reflections, or at least they're not supposed to. So how is she seeing him in the mirror? When I colored this, as I was finishing, I thought, wait a minute. This is wrong. So, yeah, but I still enjoyed doing it. It's a lot of fun. And I think it did okay. So, next one should be this one. And this is a sci-fi one. There's this Ant-Man, and I guess he's an ant. I'm not quite sure, but he's definitely not from Kansas. That I can tell you. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one. Why do I keep saying that? I had fun doing them all. I probably should have made this night, but I decided not to because it was already going to be dark, so I didn't want everything to disappear in the background. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. It reminds me of a lot of old movies, you know, handsome men being tied up to something. You know, you can't complain about that. All right, and then we have Space Detective. This one's okay. It didn't come out like I pictured it in my head, so I'm not thrilled with it. But it reminded me of an old movie that's one of my favorites with John Saxon called, it has a couple different titles, Queen of Blood and Planet of Blood. And it was weird. It was a foreign movie that the American people, I think at Universal, had rights to, so they used scenes from the foreign movie with no dialogue, but then they made an American movie around it. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. But it's one of my favorite movies, and she kind of reminded me of that lady, even though she looks nothing like her. But that one scared me as a kid, because I don't want to give it away, but they find her in her spaceship, and she's very beautiful, but she's hungry. That's all I'll really say, is that she's very hungry. Okay, and then this one is one of my favorites. I just thought it was cool all through the glass. It's the skull, and love doing this one also. Yeah, and to me she looks like Zsa Zsa Gabor or something. So yeah, Christ, I'm old. No one probably even knows who Zsa Zsa is, or Ava, or Magda, for that fact. Jeez. Okay, so yeah, so that one's one of my favorites because it just, I don't know. It's cool. It's just cool. Not my coloring as much as just the artwork is just so cool. And then this one, I remember, was a pain in the butt to color because there was so much going on. In fact, I started blacking out things because there was too much stuff going on in the background. Yeah, this reminds me of one of the old horror movies that I'm sure I would have loved. Do you watch Ghosts on Paramount? It's a funny weekly show. It's hysterical. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows on TV, if not my favorite. So, just curious. Has nothing to do with this, but I just thought of it because of, you know, the name Ghost. So, yeah. So this was fun to do too. And this one was okay. So I can't really say it was fun to do, but it was okay. I was teasing that she looked like my aunt when I colored it, but yes. Oh no, help! So cheesy, so cheesy, love it cheesy. I used to watch horror movies on Fridays and Saturday nights with my mother when she wasn't drugged out on something. And so if she wasn't passed out in her chair, we would watch horror movies, the late shows. Oh my gosh, those were the only good times that we had together. We're watching these old horror movies on the late shows. And we would stay up all night, well, at least I would, and watch them. And these posters just bring back really good memories of those times. The only good memories that I have from my childhood is that. And then that was fun because I made up a whole little story. You know, he's this con man who's swindling women out of their money, widows. He goes, well, I don't know, stuff like that. And now his karma is coming to get him, and of course there's the hand, and he's all, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm the best, and you gotta listen to me, and, you know, buy this and buy that. And she's like, eeks! Because she finally, this fake fortune teller, this is how I look at it, is seeing a vision. She is seeing a vision for the first time, and she is freaked out. So, so I had fun with this. Why do I keep saying that? You know, just make it a drinking game at this point. Jeez. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. And then the next one. This one's okay. Again, I had it pictured in my head differently than it came out, but there's too much of the same color here. And so it loses all of its shape and stuff. So I put glitter pins, and when in doubt, glitter the hell out of it to bring out more details and stuff. And so that's what I did. I think she looks pretty good, but yeah, the rest of it just kind of faded away into the background. Okay, and then this one, another one called Ghost. Creepy, reminds me of, actually it reminds me of Roger Corman? Yeah, Roger Corman movie, something really bad. One of my favorites was one with Barbara Stanwyck called The Night Walker. And this kind of reminds me of the opening of it when they talk about dreams and how if you fall in your dream and stuff like that. But Barbara Stanwyck was my favorite actress, still is my favorite actress. And it was cool to see her in a horror movie. Then she made a lot of TV movies of the week with Aaron Spelling, The House That Wouldn't Die, and A Taste of Evil, and she could do no wrong in my eyes. I just thought she was the most fabulous actress in the world. She got more beautiful as she got older. I mean, she's awesome. And then behind her is Bette Davis and Joan Crawford and stuff like that. But Barbara Stanwyck is always going to be the one that I wanted her to be my mom because, she wasn't passed out in a chair. Barbara Stanwyck, Night Walker, check it out. Good movie. Well, it's bad, but she's good. And this reminded me of it. So that's everything from this book. There was a lot, huh? But I gotta get back to coloring in this book. Again, I put it on the shelf and have forgotten about it. So now I gotta get back to it. Okay, this one's simple because I've only colored one in it so far. And this was a gift from Kath and Ken from the UK again. And I need to look her up to see if I'm even coloring her correctly. because I just started coloring and I realized, oh, okay, I've made her into Wednesday Addams. Maybe she's supposed to be Wednesday Addams. I don't know. But it does look like Wednesday, the Netflix TV show, and her roommate, who I adore. I think that show's awesome. But I tried some new things with this. I don't like it. I put this, oh, what's it called, guys? You know what it's called. It's the tape you use. You can make frames around pictures and then color them and then take it off or leave it on. But anyway, I've had it forever and I put it on. It looks okay here because it looks like, to me, they're in her treehouse and she's doing like a Halloween, because costumes, reading for her, which, by the way, not a good reading. No, not good. And this could be the banner that she has up over it, but she wouldn't have one down here, so... yeah, kind of, it's not masking tape. Golly, what's it called? I know you're all yelling it at me right now. But anyway, this, I don't think I did a good job, so it's hard for me to like this one, because actually it should have been dark in the corners, because they only have that light, and there should have only been light on them, and so I screwed it up. I did try some different gel pens though on the wings, and I think that came out good. And of course I did the glossy look on the crystal ball, because it has to be glossy. Why wouldn't it be glossy? So yeah, so that's the one I've done here so far. I need to look her up and see what she's supposed to look like, and then I can color more in this book, because it's a cool book. I love the artwork. I just although it's funny, I couldn't tell if she had two necks. And I finally had to decide, okay, that's her neck and that's hair. But when I was coloring her with it black and white, it was very hard to tell. So yeah, that's what I've done here so far. Thank you, Kath and Ken, again. And that's this coloring book. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, we're getting close, folks. But of course, this one I did a lot of them in. It's a small little Halloween countdown, which I started to do last year. And then I forget what happened, probably health problems. Yes, health problems, and I never finished it. So, but we'll go through it quickly here. I thought it was the neatest Halloween countdown book I had seen, because usually they're really cutesy pie, and this one was actually creepy. The only thing is it didn't have numbers, you know, so how's it a countdown? And there's more than 31 pages, so I don't know. But anyway, I was proud of him. I thought he looked really good. I thought I did a really good job of him. And I won't be proud of a lot of them here, trust me. This one creeped me out too. I like what I did with his eyes. I wanted him to be spooky, and I think he was spooky and still is spooky. So yeah, but see, some of these books, the stuff in the background doesn't need to be there, and that's why I black a lot of it out, because it's like, why? I don't even know what these are. I mean, some are tree limbs, but I'm not sure what the artist is thinking, or maybe these are AI generated. I really don't know, but I think he's awesome. I think the artwork for him is great. And then she, I thought, was sweet. And again, I was trying to use this as a countdown book. And I enjoyed doing her too. She's, again, strange things like these. What are these? I don't know what those are. And so, how do you color something that you don't know what it is? That's why I black a lot of it out. But I didn't want to black out the moon and all. And yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Next. Oh, I did mark it. Okay. The big giant pumpkin from hell. This one. This okay, I get it. It's smoke. He's destroyed the city that's apparently made out of wood. It's probably on fire in some places. I probably should have done the sky red. Although, with the orange, I don't know, because it's supposedly on fire, so, my bad. See, I'm seeing and going, oh, I did that wrong. Oh, here we go. We do have a countdown. All right, so 28 days until there. All right, I feel better now. But yeah, so The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, which I hated that show as a kid, because they never showed any great pumpkin. Ooh, I got so mad as a kid, and I still don't like it. And then this one, I did black out some of there was a town or something behind him, and I said, this would look much creepier if we just think he's out in the dark in a pumpkin patch. And so that's what I did. And I think he does look much creepier because he's out in the dark in a pumpkin patch. Yeah, because you don't want to run into him out in the dark in a pumpkin patch. And then I gave him some sparklies in his face. I don't know, can you see? I hope you can see. To kind of make his face pop a little more because it was just plain white, but I wanted it to pop some more. And then the next one, another pumpkin. Let me tell you, I love coloring Halloween stuff, but by the end of October, I'm so sick of coloring pumpkins, it's not funny. Yeah, and this one I darkened the background because there's a bunch of stuff that didn't make sense, but I wanted the moon to still, you know, show that it does glow on the town a little bit. But and like this, what is this? I know it's supposed to be his hand, but what is it? I don't know. Rosary beads? I don't know. So there are things in these coloring books that it's like, I don't know what you are. I don't know what to color you. So that can be very annoying. I think this one's really cute. I'm very proud of this one because I like how I did the eyes. And, well, there's more than one. But these two I think are, yeah. See, I used the gel pens on, or not the gel, the glaze pens. And they're kind of disappearing now. They're not as glazy as they were. So I guess that's why they're not making them, which maybe that's good. Because you go all that trouble to make something and then it fades away. The gel pens don't. They're still sparkly. Or the glitter pens, I should say. They're still glittering. So, yeah. But I thought this was neat because being tempted in... I decided this is an alien because to me this is the eggs. And you accidentally eat one and, I don't know, you become the alien or become an alien or one bursts out of your tummy or something like that. So, yeah. And it's fun. And this one's terrible. It's awful. I apologize that it's so bad. Again, I was getting sick of doing pumpkins. And I tried everything to save this thing, but I could not save it. And it's just awful. Just god awful. But I tried doing different things with the pumpkins, and whatever. This one I think is cool. I like him. I think he's creepy as hell. Yeah. And I decided I'm just gonna make the background two colors instead of coloring everything individually because I wanted him to pop. He's awesome. I want him to pop. The artwork for him is terrific. And so the house I did, but the background, I tried to make this look like a fog. And then I don't know what these are. They look like alien bones. Who knows? But him, I like the way he was drawn. And I think I did a pretty good job of making him look neat and spooky and creepy. And then the last one that I did before I got sick, I think I caught COVID. I think that was it. I tried to, you probably don't know who Coco Peru is. He's a drag queen who I adore. And I thought, I'm gonna make him look like Coco Peru with that hair. So this is Coco in her costume for Halloween. And I guess I got punished for it because then I got sick. Storm went out for... We always wear masks when we go out. We haven't had a cold or a flu or anything since the COVID thing happened. But he went out on a date because he does that. And he didn't wear his mask one time. And he brought COVID home. Yeah. So we were both pretty sick for a while there. But that's the end of this book. For this, maybe I'll finish it this year. Zombies Ate My Breakfast. This is another one of them that are my favorites. I need to do more in it. I put it on the shelf and kind of got sidetracked with other coloring books and health problems and stuff like that. But I really enjoy this book, and I believe this also was a gift from Kath and Ken, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it is. And this is the first one I did. Little boy zombie who breaks through a glass window to come and get you. And I gave him a lot of blood and stuff because I thought, well, he would be bleeding, wouldn't he, if he broke through the glass. And then I used the glitter pens, but they held up a little bit more for the windows to make it look more like glass. So, yeah. I think he's sad but creepy as heck. And then the other one I did, I just thought she was sweet but sad. And I was depressed one day for some reason. Who knows? Probably health. And so I did her because I thought, I'll be sad with you. And so we were sad together while I colored her. But she's got a little smile, so the sadness isn't going to last long because she's a pretty girl. There's a pretty girl who's dancing and everyone else is jealous. Yeah. And they should be because she has a pretty dress. Yeah. Go girl. Go girl. Okay. Next one. Oh, this is this strange little zombie boy in the sewers. Which has toxic chemicals, I decided. But he was a great deal of fun. I know, take another drink. Non-alcoholic though. Great fun to do. And I used the, well, at the time I thought they were great, the glossy pens so that it would look like real water or toxic chemicals that he's in, but it's kind of fading, although it's stuck a little bit. So, but yeah, he's one of my favorites. And then I tried to make his shirt look a little more checkered than, was it checkered at all? Maybe I made it checkered. I'm not sure. No, I think it was checkered. Okay, and then, oh, that's not it. This was the last one I did in here. I need to get back to it though, because I really do enjoy this book. And I don't know who he is, what he is, but he's out in the woods. And again, there was stuff going on back here, and I just darkened it because to me, darkened woods are more frightening. And he's crawling, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say about him. I did give him some sparkly eyes with some glitter gel pens, but there's not much to say about this guy. But I just thought it was a cool picture. I liked the way the artist drew it and stuff like that. And I thought, well, that'll be fun. And I think he's human at some point because he has, you know, normal clothing on. But I don't know what happened to him. His mouth is sewn shut. That's all I know. If that's even his mouth. Or is this a mask? I don't know. It's up to your interpretation. So that's it for this book. I gotta color more in it though, because this has got some really great stuff in it. So if you can still find it, I don't know if it's still around. This is a good one. I'll have it linked down below. By the way, any of the links that I had down, anything that's not linked below means that it's out of print or it was from England and I can't get it here in America, or so I didn't add the link. That would be the only reason. So before y'all come yelling at me that I didn't put the book in you wanted, that's why it's probably not there. Okay, next. All right, so I remember when Hocus Pocus came out. I liked the movie a great deal. And I even remember Bette Midler not being happy with the movie and being mad at Disney because they had edited a bunch of subplots out. And she was not happy. And now she says, you know, she loved it and stuff. And it's like, time changes everything. But it's a great movie, and it's developed such a following. I actually bought 2 of these because they're double-sided, and I wanted to color a lot in these and not ruin the pictures on the other side. And for some reason, I have stopped coloring in it, but I need to get back to coloring in it because I love the movie, and I think the coloring book's pretty cool. And this is the first one I did. And I think it came out pretty good. I used to use a lot of ink. Oh, what happened here? Well, something did. To do these backgrounds, but now I have a totally different technique using the King Art gel sticks, which you'll see them in videos, and I even show how to use it in a video coming soon. But I thought she was pretty, and I wanted to do the dress. I wanted to color that dress in. So I did. But then it turns the other side. Yeah, bad. And then I'd forgotten I did this until I was going through this book marking the pages so I could show them to you. And I was like, oh, this is Sanderson's house. The Sanderson sisters' house. And I think I did an okay job on this. Tried to make the smoke pop and stuff there. Again, I know techniques now that I would do differently, but yeah. So the Sanderson house, which I used to live in Salem, Massachusetts, as I say, and it was funny. They never filmed anything in Salem, Massachusetts. The actresses were never filmed in Salem. Those were all on sets in Hollywood, but they did do some filming in Salem. And it's fun to see the houses. My friend's house is in the background and all, but a lot of it was actually filmed in Marblehead. The cemetery and stuff like that was filmed in Marblehead. And Marblehead is where all the rich people live. It's sort of an island that's connected to Salem. And that's where all the $1 million homes are. And my friends and I used to drive around. There's actually a home in Marblehead that looks like a castle, and the owner had it brought over from England. I think it could have been Ireland, stone by stone, and built it on the property. And then he allows people to go and take pictures of it while they're there. The other neighbors were fighting with him because they were sick of it. They didn't want people stopping and taking pictures. But it's a cool friggin' house, let me tell you, or castle and stuff. So, but that's Marblehead, and it actually has this really beautiful cemetery. Salem's is very small. It's lovely, but it's small. The one in Marblehead was huge, so they used that one as opposed to the one in Salem. So I know all these little things because I lived there. Yeah. And then part 2, I don't think was filmed anywhere near it at all. Period. So okay, next page. I wanted to see if I could do the cat. If I did it now, I would do it differently. I would do it with flicking so he would have actual fur. And this looks like it was done with pencils and markers. And it was done in October 2023. That's how long I've had these books, and I haven't colored any more in them. I say books because I bought 2 of them. Because as you can see, that's how it gets around. So, but yeah, cool book, cool movie. I enjoy it, and I need to do some more in here. Alright, so we're almost done. And this is a fun book, and again, this is from Kath and Ken, I believe. Pretty sure, tell me if I'm wrong, Kath. From the UK, and it's a glow-in-the-dark, horror glow-in-the-dark coloring book. And so I will show you the coloring I did, and then I will show you a still of it glowing in the dark. So let's get started here. Two-sided one, I guess you would say. He's okay. It didn't come out like I wanted him to. I don't think I did a good enough job. In fact, I think it sucks. I wanted this to blend into each other more, and it didn't. The only thing I like about this one, it reminds me of a movie from my childhood called Mr. Sardonicus. I think I'm saying it right. The only thing I like is that I did his vest with sparkle gel pins. And I think that looks good. And that's the only thing I like, I think. Yeah. And this one I don't like. Again, it did not come out like I wanted it to. Because I didn't do the flames right. I've had so much trouble learning how to do flames. Now I think I know how to do them. So this book is a lot of fun, but it's also a pain in the butt. Because you'll be coloring, and the next thing you know, you color over the glow-in-the-dark part. And then you have to go in with marker, alcohol marker, blending marker to get the color off. And it's like, but it's so worth it because when they glow in the dark, it's so much fun. So let me show you these two glowing in the dark, and then we'll move on. Alright, so the next one in here, this one I'm super proud of. This is one of the ones that I'm so proud of. I wish this book didn't come apart like it does because it's supposed to, be one picture. But I really loved doing this one. I think it came out really good. This is one of the very few that I did that I looked at and said, Did I do that? Because I was so proud of it. And it's just so creepy, and it's like The Thing or Evil Dead or something. And yeah, proud of this one. And it looks super cool when it's glowing in the dark. So why don't I show that to you right now?
But it's your laugh that's got me high. Private jet to Cape Town, let's toast. Champagne and the view, let's do the most. But the flex ain't the place that you by my side. You're the war tour, you're my ride or die.
So that one's that one. Let's see here, let's move on. The next one I just did recently, and I think Patty from Life with Patty named him Albert? It was Albert. Wasn't that Albert, Patty? I think it was, but or Alberto or something. But this one, I like the hands. I think I did okay with the hands, but I'm not sure about everything else. And then, but he looks really cool glowing in the dark. So let's go ahead and show you that now.
Future so pure, your love is infectious, no cure. Never before in my life, so sure. You're everything I dreamed and I hoped for. Let's ride the vision into the night. Your aurora surrounds me, it's so bright.
Okay, so that's him. And then, oh, this one's actually first. Come on. Not all the pictures in here are glow-in-the-dark pictures, but the ones I'm showing are. This one, I don't think I did a good job at all. I don't like the background. I just did. It's just wrong. It didn't come out well properly at all. I probably should have made the background black, except for the webs. Maybe someday I'll go in and fix it. But it looks pretty cool when it glows in the dark. So let's just go ahead and get to that. Okay, and so then the next one is this one. Yes. Oh, this one. This is probably the worst work I've ever done, to be honest with you. I hate this. I shouldn't have even shown it to you. I hate it so much. I did her face. I did their faces. And then came down with COVID the next day. And so while having COVID, I tried to color it, but I picked colors. I don't know why I picked the colors I did or why I did the things I did with this. I blame COVID because it's a good thing to blame it on. But just I'm so embarrassed by this one. I think it's so bad and so awful. Even glowing in the dark doesn't help it, but here it is. So if you think COVID can affect you, it does. And I'm still having long-term COVID issues, and Storm is too, actually. He's had a lot of lung problems and stuff. So it's a nasty, nasty little disease. That's why we wear our masks. But like I said, the one time he didn't wear one, we get our boosters and all that stuff. And don't come for me if you're anti-booster, because, you know, it's not going to end well. Okay, next. Alright, so now we're going to Wolfie Baby. I had a lot of fun doing him because he has muscles, and enough of him's human to where it's like, ooh, giggle, giggle. But I thought this was a lot of fun to do. Also, I think I did an okay job. I could have done flicking and made it look like real fur, which I've done. Well, I did with the werewolf lady and stuff, but I just wanted it to look like this, and I was happy with it. I wish the moon came out better, but anyway, here's Wolfie Baby, as I call him, glowing in the dark. Alright, so that's it for this big book so far. I need to color some more in it because I enjoy it so much. It's a pain in the butt to color in, but it's also a lot of fun to color in. And eventually I need to do some pages that aren't glow in the dark, so I can get some of those done. So let's move on to the next book. Here's a couple more that I forgot to put in because they're PDFs that you print. And this one I think looks absolutely awful. Looks like a 2-year-old did as far as I'm concerned. And this is a new one I did just the other night for a video where I used Ohuhu pencils. So I'm quite proud of it, actually, and I wanted to include it being at sci-fi. Okay, so I'm exhausted. This actually is a whip. It's a work in progress. So it's the last one. But I thought I'd show it to you as I'm working on it. You're going to be like, that looks terrible. And I'll agree with you because it's at the ugly stage. This is double-sided. And so I didn't want to mess up this side by coloring it. And so I used some satin glazing liquid and put on here, which kind of makes it waterproof, kind of, sorta. And then I was able to put the base on, because this is base. I did it with the King Art gel sticks and a paintbrush and water. And so now what I have to do is go in and do all the detail work and stuff with colored pencils. I might try some alcohol marker, but I'm not sure if it will be strong enough not to ruin that page, and I don't want to ruin that page. So, but I just thought I'd show it to you. When I get this done, it'll be on my Instagram, and of course it'll be in eventually a completed pages book, or video that I do for YouTube. So, and of course I start doing this, and then I find that everyone's doing this one on YouTube, and I was like, oh man. And then I want to do this one, which I went ahead and put the satin glazing on it too, so I can, you know, use different multimedias on it if I want, and we'll see how they come out. But I just thought I'd show it to you at the end of the video, not at the beginning, because it's called Completed Pages. So I get annoyed by people that put all their works in progress at the beginning of videos that are called Completed Pages, and I have to skip through all of it to get to the completed pages. You know who you are. Hey, everybody does their own thing. But anyway, that's everything. I would like to thank Seth for letting me use his music for this video. And of course, go check out the Horror Geek and the Grindhouse Gospel. And if you message Mike, tell him I said hi. And I'm so glad that you watched these with me. And thank you for sticking around till the end. Of course, please like, subscribe, and follow me, and share the video. That's what helps it grow. If you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee and all, that's listed down below too, or check out my Amazon wish list down below too. Somebody sent me something recently, and they said it was returned from the post office that it's supposed to be sent to. And so if any of you have ever bought me something from my Amazon wish list, and if it was returned, please let me know, because why am I paying for a post office box if it's not going to be, you know, deliverable? So, yeah. So I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween, Samhain, however you celebrate it. Happy New Year to my witch friends. I hope you have a wonderful one. I hope it's fun for you. There's just so much craziness going on in the world right now. Yeah. So until next time, again, I thank you for joining me. And I will talk to you soon. Hopefully, knock wood, right? So until next time, I will leave you with what I always say. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, stay happy, stay tuned. Ooh, I scared myself.